In another development, the Israeli cabinet has voted to sack the head of the internal security agency Shin Bet. The move has infuriated demonstrators who've been out in their thousands for several days in protest of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's plan to dismiss the intelligence chief Ronen Bar. The two men have been at odds since the Hamas attacks of October 2023, with each accusing the other of serious failings.
Last several months now, decisions of the government, including the one about Bar Ronen, feel like they are for the purpose of political reasons rather for the good of Israel and the people of Israel. And that's not a good feeling as a citizen. We expect this government either to stop being a government or to be a government that gives the feeling to its citizens that it makes decisions for our well-being and for the country's well-being rather for their political survival. A very big percentage of Israeli citizens is out on the streets demonstrating, and the government needs to find a way to calm these demonstrations down by creating trust in the citizens. And that's not even on their agenda right now. And that is very worrisome.
This is one of the last pillars holding up the roof that is about to collapse, and I am worried that the roof will fall on us, leaving very little of us. I am very worried, very disappointed, and it bothers me both on the personal level and on the level of the entire country. I am worried that some of the damage is irreversible.
I feel grief, sorrow. This is truly a sign of the collapse of the systems. I am worried about the rule of a dictator, a person who demands personal loyalty to himself rather than loyalty to the state of Israel. When one takes an oath, they do not swear allegiance to Bibi Netanyahu, they swear allegiance to the state of Israel and its laws.
Well, for more on these stories, I'm joined now in the studio by the Palestinian and Middle East analyst Abu Ramzi. Good to see you, Mr. Ramzi. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. What is your reaction to the latest news out of Gaza that not only has the Israeli military intensified its bombardment of the Strip, it's now begun a new ground invasion of the territory?
Thank you very much for having me today. The news follows each other. And the last topic you said, the Israeli cabinet has sacked the chief security, chief security Ronen Bar. The Supreme Court of Israel has stopped the sacking this evening. That is one just for your information. Why Israel has started the attack to Gaza and why Israel is pushing hard on Hamas and the Palestinians is to get the maximum release of hostages at the last point of time. This is first. Secondly, the internal issues in Israel within the cabinet does not allow Benjamin Netanyahu to continue being the prime minister for free. Ronen Bar, he was one of the members of the negotiators. And if you look at what his statement yesterday and today, he was one of the people wanted to go ahead with agreement, the second phase of agreement with Hamas. Netanyahu stopped him. And why he wanted to sack him? Because Netanyahu himself doesn't want to go ahead with the peace process with Gaza. So what I believe, if you look at 2 days before the war started again, Hamas met with the Americans and they have accepted between themselves, America and Hamas, to release the American Israeli who has the double citizenship. And
dual citizenship.
Yeah, dual citizenship. And 4 of the dead body, 4 or 6 of also dual citizenship.
4 bodies.
Also dual citizenships. But Netanyahu quickly, he get angry why America directly involve negotiation direct with Hamas, which would give recognition to the Palestinian.
Yeah, I'm going to come to all of that in a minute, but I want to get to the crux of what is happening on the ground. I mean, we're also hearing that we saw him there, Israel's Defense Minister, Israel Katz, threatening to permanently occupy parts of Gaza if Hamas refuses to release its remaining hostages. He said he had ordered the army to capture additional territory in Gaza, and that Palestinians could be ordered to move from the north to the south of Gaza. What's your reaction to that?
Gaza, all Palestine is under occupation. All Palestine, Gaza since 17 years under occupation.
Yeah, but he's saying that he can ask them to move away completely from the north.
Well, let him do whatever is possible for him to do within this short time. At the end of the day, he will leave as the time he left. Look, when Arabs came up and said, this is our roadmap to rebuild Gaza, Israel did not agree, because the intention of Israel is transfer. Now Israel is trying to bring back Ben Gvir back to the government. And Ben Gvir, the first step, he said, don't stop the war.
Yeah, Ben Gvir is the former security
Yes. Now
minister.
they are negotiating within themselves to return him back.
Who's essentially been readmitted back into the government.
Why? Because the government, the war has started back to Gaza. Why he want back Ben Gvir?
Well,
you know, his budget
actually resigned.
His budget,
and said he would come back if the fighting resumed.
Yeah, the fighting started. Yeah. But his budget, Netanyahu cabinet budget for the year, has to be signed within this month. And if Ben Gvir is not in, that budget will not sign.
Right.
So that is one of the reasons this war started again.
Okay.
And the major issue, they have failed 15 months for transferring the Palestinians from Gaza. They want to bring it back by force, to transfer step by step from the area of the north part of Gaza to the southern part of Gaza. Well, I assure you, none of the Palestinians is ready to be transferred out of his land.
Yeah, but they can be forced out. If
he can be forced,
bomb the place,
if he can be forced and the whole world is watching, it's a shame to the world.
Yeah, but the world has been watching all
Well, the world has been watching, but the strength of the Palestinians still has not given up.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Now, you were talking about the ceasefire negotiations earlier.
Yeah.
Where are they now? Are there any talks?
Still on.
Are there any talks going on? I understand there is a new proposal from Egypt and Qatar, as well as another one from the US.
You see, as of today, the spokesman of Hamas says the negotiation is on. They are in Doha and they are negotiating under the attack of Israel to Gaza.
So Israel is continuing to attack in order to put pressure on Hamas.
Yes.
Right.
The proposal comes from the American. You know, if you remember, 13 months ago, under the war, when the attack was going heavily, Hamas gave proposal to release the whole hostages at a time and stop the war and releasing the Palestinian hostages in the Israeli prisons. But Netanyahu doesn't want. Netanyahu continued this war for him to be on his seat, because once this war has gotten to an end, he's not more prime minister.
Yeah, but if Hamas had made a proposal to release all the hostages in the past, why don't they just release them now? Because that's what Israel clearly wants.
Well, this is one of the proposal was given to the Americans, releasing the whole hostages, giving peace and keeping peace for 5 to 10 years, rebuilding Gaza, withdrawing the Israelis from all this negotiation points has been made to the Americans, and they've had it. And the negotiator of the Americans, he confirmed that he has not even seen intelligent Palestinians negotiation like the people he has met in Doha.
Right. So is there any hope of progress in those talks? Because that is the only way that this fighting can be stopped.
Yeah, I believe there will be hope, and we will soon see ending of the ceasefire.
Right.
This is what I believe.
But the question is there anything going to be left by the time they stop, they reach a ceasefire agreement?
Well, we have 2,250,000 Palestinians. Within the 15 months, the mothers of the Palestinians, which is today is the Mother Day. We greet all the Palestinian mothers and the mothers of the world. They have born also 50,000 Palestinians under the war. We are a nation, we build and rebuild and get more generation. We cannot die in our land.
And are you encouraged? I don't know if we've got those pictures now. There were huge demonstrations in Israel. But I wonder if you're encouraged by the huge demonstrations that we've been seeing in Israel against this new assault on Gaza and the fact that there's a kind of a deep social split in Israel.
Netanyahu will not listen to any demonstration in Israel. Netanyahu even does not
some
care.
of the demonstrations are coming from a lot of the families of the hostages who are saying that by attacking
Netanyahu
Gaza,
does not care about hostages.
You're jeopardizing the lives of the hostages.
Continue the war means more killing of the hostages, because where he's bombing, some areas are the hostages are there. So Netanyahu does not care, neither his government, of any of the hostages, even if they die all, because we know we have basic understanding in the Israeli army, Hannibal law. Hannibal law kill whether there is Israeli hostages or none, just in order to win the war. So I don't think Netanyahu is looking at the demonstration internally within the state of Israel, but I believe by the time he understood and his time is getting to an end by the sufferness of the Palestinians and the strength of the Palestinians watching and keeping, standing on what he's trying to do, by the day he will leave his seat, he will understand that what he did, it is not possible to believe in this life.
Right.
The right has to come.
These are some of the pictures that we're seeing out of Israel. A lot of people...
Out of Israel.
Yeah, this is Tel Aviv.
Yes.
Literally, I mean, some estimates say tens of thousands, others say hundreds of thousands.
They have been there on the road since 16 months.
But but I mean, this particular one is renewed.
Well, I hope this pressure will give him sense to stop the killing of the Palestinians.
Well, we'll have to watch and see.
This is what
Meanwhile, the UN is warning that this is the longest period since the start of the conflict in 2023, that no humanitarian supplies have been allowed into Gaza. What impact is that having on the people there?
More suffering, more killing, more starving. And if you look at the results, so many children have been dead by no food.
But the Israelis said that, sorry to interrupt you, but the Israelis said that as a result of the amount of aid that went in during the ceasefire period, that there's enough aid to last 6 months. And the big problem is not aid coming in, is the fact that Hamas is stealing that aid for itself.
My brother, what Gaza need every day? What Gaza need every day is 800 to 1,000 truck to survive for 1 month. The aid, what Israel is talking about, has not even gotten to 200 trucks per day. So all what they allow, it will not even serve 3 months back, talk less of. I don't imagine when my mother tell me when she returned back to the north, she said there is
So your mother is in Gaza?
Yes.
Is she? Right.
She said there is no roads to move free. There is no houses, there is no water.
So where is she staying?
See, she's staying in a tent.
Right.
On top of the house which has been destroyed. Not only she, all the northerners, which is today CAS is asking them to return back to the south. They will not return. They will rather die where they are, better than returning.
Are you optimistic?
Yes. We believe in God. And God, He has intervened, and He will intervene to stop this war.
Okay, on that note, I want to thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed. Abu Ramzi.
Thank you for having me today.